at the Universalist Unitarian Church of Farmington, every day, in every way, we bid you welcome. In this community of radical inclusion, we make space for what you believe, who you are, what you love, and who you love. Your whole self is welcome here. It's important that you showed up today. Gathering community is an act of rebellion against isolation and hopelessness. Knowing this to be true, please repeat after me. We are rebels for hope. We are rebels for hope. And that we are. My name is Barb Eglinton. I am your service leader today. My pronouns are she and her. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us, whether in person or online. I'd like to extend a special welcome to any visitors today. We're so glad you joined us. Please take a moment now to silence your phone or any device that might make noise so that you can bring your attention here with us. All right, we have a few announcements. So first announcement is that our book club that meets once a month will be discussing the book The Color of Water by James McBride, a black man's tribute to his white mother who was Jewish. It's Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I just finished reading it. It was fascinating. It's a really great book, and I look forward to the discussion on Tuesday. A newcomer meetup is normally held after service on the first Sunday of each month. However, because we are having a lunch after the service today, we will not be having the newcomer meetup. But if you are new to the community, we encourage you to join us for lunch. And if you've been here for a while, we encourage you to sit with someone who's new, and to show others how welcoming we are as a congregation, how welcoming we are. If you are interested in knowing more about UUCF, we encourage you to join a future meetup with Reverend Karen or reach out to the membership team. There are a few opportunities for connections this week. Tonight is Save the World, and I believe we'll be making whistle kits. Yes. That's 7 o'clock here downstairs. And on Monday, we have the AA meeting. Also, the choir rehearses on Mondays or practices. Men's lunch is on Tuesday. The monthly book club that I mentioned is on Tuesday at 7. Wednesday is a program council meeting, and Saturday is trivia night, which was an auction event. You can see Linda Brown if you're interested in that. She's here in the green. Now we will light our chalice. We'll begin our service by lighting our chalice, which is a symbol of the faith that we share with the words of our mission statement. Please join me in reciting our mission statement in unison. We seek answers everywhere, include everyone, and live with compassion. Our first hymn today is number 402, From You I Receive. We'll be singing it through 3 times, and the choir will be enhancing it. That's a word. I thought we were just going to stand down here. Wait, whatever you want to do. I thought we were going to just stand down here. Sounds good.
I Hello, my name is Argo Kramer. My pronouns are he, him, or they, them, and I am the Religious Education Coordinator here, and I have a message for all ages to share with you. And I will tell you, this book has a lot that is told not through the words, but through the pictures. So if anybody wants to get up close to see the pictures, they can come up here, or you can look up on the screen. Okay. It is called The More You Give, and it is written by Marcy Campbell and Francesca Sana. Once, there was a wide open field, and a boy who loved his grandmother, who loved him back. And they were happy. The grandmother gave the boy many gifts, like big hugs and bigger laughter, and the very biggest Sunday morning pancakes. But she had more to give, small gifts, like acorns, tiny and shiny with wild and woolly caps. Most of the gifts she gave to the boy were ones that he could not hold in his hands, like all of her wisdom about how things grow. The boy watched and wondered until one day, oh, when will this be bigger than me? He asked as he dreamed of swings and secret spaces. In reply, his grandmother gave him another gift, patience. The boy had a birthday, and the tree reached his knees. The boy had a birthday, and the tree reached his shoulders. The boy's grandmother had a birthday, and he gave her many gifts, like a poem, a picture, a crown, and most of all, his love. And she loved him back, and they were happy. Until one day, slowly, happiness spread its roots again. The boy's grandmother had taught him to ask for help when he needed it, and so, remembering, he did. He watered and weeded while he watched and wondered. He grew tall with wondering, still dreaming of swings and secret spaces, but not for himself. Once, there was a not so wide open field and a girl who loved her father, who loved her back, and they were happy. The father gave the girl many gifts, like piggyback rides and plump strawberries and bedtime stories about his grandmother. He also gave the girl acorns, tiny, shiny things with wild and woolly caps. But he had more to give, like all of his wisdom about how things grow. "When will it be bigger than me?" the girl asked. And he explained how love, even when given to the smallest of things, can spread up and out and grow bigger than she could ever imagine. Together, they watered and weeded, and in time, they found shade, a home, and strong, thick branches that were perfect for, They watched and waited and wondered. The girl grew, and the trees grew, and their love grew and spread up and out, while the girl dreamed of secret spaces, but not for herself. Once there was a field dotted with trees, and a boy who loved his mother, who loved him back, and they were happy. The boy's mother gave him pancakes made from her great-grandmother's recipe, topped with strawberries from her father's patch. and hugs and laughter and piggyback rides and bedtime stories about their family and its love of green growing things. The boy's mother gave him acorns, and together they planted and watered and weeded and watched and wondered. And they wondered from their secret space, which wasn't very secret anymore. The boy and his mother shared their wisdom with anyone and anyone about how things grow, like trees and people and kindness. The boy always had more love to give, and he got love in return. Was it bigger than him? It was. It was much bigger than he had ever imagined, and that is why he was happy. And this is the last page, and it says, "Once there was a forest." You can see all the people together. And that is the more you give. So I like this story because this is the start of a new month, which means we have a new theme. So in RE, keep this question in your head, because we're going to talk about it once we're in the Marge Brown room, okay? What could that story have to do with paying attention? Could we pay attention to how our gifts impact other people? How what we give to someone goes on for a long time? And for the adults who are in here, we want to talk about how when we give something, sometimes we don't see it, what it does. And I was thinking about this lately about how old this church is. Because I was recently at the Ann Arbor UU high school con, and their building is like modern and new and sleek. And they were talking about UUCF, and one of them said, like, "Your building's kind of old, right?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And sometimes when I'm here, it just strikes me, especially as someone who grew up here and is now teaching the same classes I grew up in, and I know people before me that have that same story and generations of people that have grown here. And I think back to when this church was built with the intention of growing a community. And now I think of how far that community has come beyond what they could have possibly imagined. So that's what I want you guys to think about, is how we can give gifts that go beyond what we see and bring hope and laughter and love and community to those who come after us. Okay, so now anyone going to Children's Chapel will stand up and we will sing our children out with our children's processional. If you are in a row with a rainbow arch and you have a partner on the other side where you can hold it up, please feel free to do so.
Our meditation moment is from Bill Neely. Stewardship is our way of saying, "We got you. Your fare has been paid by those who have come before. Come on board. Sit down and take rest. You, the stranger, you, the sad, you, the fearful, you who feels alone. Your fare has been paid by people of faith who have built these walls and built these ministries and built this faith of hope and love. Many of them aren't even here anymore. Many have died, and yet their gifts live in ministries that exist to welcome, strengthen, and bless you. So come here and know love. Come here and know hope. Come here and know that you are not alone. We got you, as others earlier had us. And once you're on the bus, and you have your bearings, and you have some hope, and a sense of your own voice and your strength, know that you can get others too. Here in this house, you'll be surrounded by people committed to not reflecting the profanities of this world, but to transforming them into moments of beauty and goodness. You'll be able, with our strength and shared inspiration, to bring others aboard so that they will find warmth and inspiration. Riders who in turn will share that even with more people, you'll be able to, having had paid your fare by those who have come before, pay the fare for those to come, so that this house of love and hope welcomes everyone who seeks its comfort, wisdom, and community. Our meditation song is Love is Welcome Here, which will be performed by the choir.
Here's where we give you the permission you haven't yet given yourself to show up and be your most authentic self. You can cry here. You can take your time here. To be you is not a crime here. We are all divine here. We shine brighter when we all shine here. We rise higher when we all rise here. We practice being kind here. We celebrate the fact that we are still alive here. Love, only love, is welcome here. You can make mistakes here. No guilt, blame, or shame here. There's only grace here. We know you by name here. We've been waiting for you. So glad you came here. We hope that you stay here. All that you can be, reclaimed and embraced here. Only love is welcome here.
So bring your pain and bring your sorrow. Bring your sorrow. Bring your hope and bring your fear. And we will wrap our loving arms around you, because love is welcome here.
Here's where we give you the permission you haven't yet given yourself to show up and be your most authentic self.
Holy love, holy love is welcome here.
Only love is welcome here.
Today is our Stewardship Sunday. This is the time of year when we come together to reflect on what UUCF means to us and to commit to investing in its future. This year's theme is Weaving Our Future Together. It reminds us that each of us is a vital thread in the fabric of this beloved community. Weaving has strong significance for our Native American friends, particularly the Navajo or Dene people. They are known for weaving beautiful baskets and blankets. The patterns they weave often represent natural elements, spiritual deities, personal narratives, with designs that get passed on through the generations to maintain cultural identity and connection. Earlier this month, you may have participated in an activity where you decorated strips of paper as a tool for building community resilience. The concept represented on those strips are values that have been passed down from UUs that came before us and that we embrace today. We have taken those strips and woven them into this tapestry. The tapestry represents the values of our community. In this community, we are more resilient than each of us is alone. Together, we are enriched. Together, we are strong. On the tapestry, let's imagine that the blue vertical strips represent the goals that our leadership team has developed for the coming year. There are 3 of them. Continuing administrative improvements and integrating One Church into our processes. And this is beginning to make life easier for our volunteers, committees, and finances. Secondly, to increase transparency and adding new avenues for receiving feedback, because this place belongs to all of us, and we know that every voice is important. And thirdly, hiring a new minister. Kudos to the search team who is actively working to interview candidates for a 3/4-time minister. As you know, we have been fortunate to have Reverend Karen here as our full-time minister for the past 2 years. And unfortunately, we will not be able to continue to pay her a full-time salary, so we'll be saying goodbye to Reverend Karen in June. Our goals, like the strips on the tapestry, are the backbone that allow this community to exist and survive. These things are not always fun or flashy, but they're important. They're things like paying the utilities, fixing the boiler, paying a fair wage to our staff. Those that came before us took care of these things so that we could be here today. Now it's up to us to commit to invest in UUCF so that it will be here for those who will come after us. UU congregations are self-sustaining. We don't receive money from our national organization, the UUA. In fact, each congregation must pay significant dues every year to the UUA. It's only from the generosity of our members that has allowed us to exist as a liberal religious tradition in the Farmington area for almost 200 years. That is amazing, as Arco was saying. So the way that we come up with the budget each year is that we ask all of the committees and the personnel team to give us their dream budgets. This is if they had enough money to do whatever they wanted to do. And we consolidate those dream budgets, and then we conduct a pledge drive for 4 weeks, which is starting today and will continue until April 6th. We're not asking for money at this time. We are asking for a commitment of money for next year. And for those of you that don't know, our fiscal year is different than a calendar year. Calendar year runs from January to December. Our fiscal year runs from July to June. So we don't want you to pay towards your promise or your commit to pay until July. So now I will invite a couple of folks up to tell us what they want to do with the dream budget that they've asked for. So we'll start with Kelly Petrie. Sure.
Good morning. I'm Kelly Petrie, and I'm the chair of the RE committee. The religious ed program has been consistently growing and exploring new opportunities this past year. In 2025, we started a teen group. Started in the 2026 church year, we've also refined our religious education classrooms to run almost exclusively split classrooms by age, meaning we have an elementary, middle, and high school classrooms. This allows our classrooms to remain more focused and the space for our students to have more genuine connection with the adults and volunteers. 2 of our youth and Argo also recently attended the UU High School Convention in Ann Arbor on Valentine's weekend. And as you have all noticed, Reverend Karen and Argo have also been working to increase our youth's involvement in the greater congregation through multi-generation services, at least once a month. Every new endeavor we take is thanks to past stewardship campaigns and to help our volunteers. In the 26-27 church year, we have big ambitions. In many UU churches, it's standard practice to offer a comprehensive sexual education program called Our Whole Lives. Our Whole Lives is also known as OWL. It's facilitated by at least 2 adults that have attended an extensive training program and is separated by grade range. It has programs spanning for youth as young as kindergarten through first grade to students through 10th grade and 12th grade. UUCF used to offer this program for our middle school and high school programs, but it stopped once there was a lack of volunteers and not many eligible students. So it has not been held here in about 10 years. The last year, UUCF funded Argo and 1 additional community member to go to the training and in running 7th through 9th grade and 10th through 12th grade classes. So this brings me to our big hopes for UUCF. We would like to run a 7th through 9th grade OWL program for our eligible students and any other students in that age range from any other local UU churches. This is a really big commitment in all aspects. OWL is usually a 19-week program that typically runs about 90-minute classes once a week. Running this program has cost of supplies, food, demonstration objects, and volunteer stipends. In addition, in order to run this program, we'd like to offer a fund to Argo to work an additional 3 hours a week for the span of the 19 weeks. I don't think I can express to you enough how important it is for our youth in a time of increasingly political uncertain restrictions on bodily autonomy and the silencing of queer and trans youth. Comprehensive radically queer and trans inclusive sex education is more important than ever. And beyond just sexual education, OWL also covers education on healthy communication and relationship, how to recognize toxic behavior patterns, such as consent, and social justice-informed appropriate approach to sexual education. In the future, we'd like to offer a 10th through 12th grade class for the UUCF students who have missed their window to take the 7th through 9th grade classes. This has been a goal of the Religious Committee and the religious education leaders for the last about 5 years. So this is the closest we've come to it. Our youth deserve this opportunity to be accessible and open to them. We hope that you will consider supporting UUCF's RE program through the Stewardship campaign and help us achieve our goals.
Now I'd like to invite Jim Tedesco.
Good morning. I'm Jim Tedesco, Chair of the Building and Grounds Committee. Argo mentioned in her talk about this is an old church. This building you're sitting in dates to 1853. It was 173 years ago. It's an old church, and it's still here. And our historic building and grounds are the place where we gather in community. And to maintain that community, we really need to take good care of this place. And that's the mission of Building and Grounds Committee. The total Building and Grounds dream budget request for the 26-27 fiscal year is $65,850, which is almost twice our biggest ever Building and Grounds budget, which is the 25-26 fiscal year. So some details on why that is. I'll go down the list of standard stuff briefly. Contracted services is one of our accounts, which encompasses elevator service, lawn cutting, snow plowing, trash collection, water bottles for the fountain. And that adds up to $13,350 in our coming budget. Electricity, $5,150. Gas heat, $4,750. Water bills, $1,000. All those things are entered in the requested budget at a 5% increase over the most recent fiscal year actuals. I've actually dropped the maintenance and supply request to only $3,000, which is way less than what we have been budgeting, because I have been proposing that, for the last couple of years, that we budget maintenance and accounting a bit differently than we have been. That being that there are many maintenance and supplies expenses that we can reasonably plan for, such as kitchen, janitorial, bathroom supplies, preventive maintenance on boiler and generator. But the vast majority of our maintenance expenses are irregular expenses that A, do not arise on an annual basis, and or B, the timing of which cannot be accurately predicted, even though we know they will arise eventually. Some examples: roofing and gutters. Plan on $40,000 every 20 years. So roofing alone is going to cost an average of $2,000 a year. Boilers don't last forever. $15,000 every 20 years. Windows and door walls should last for decades, but the replacement costs are enormous. Exterior paint and wood repair. I'm beginning to think my guesstimate of $15,000 every 10 years might be too low. Carpet replacement every 20 years, which might be pushing it, but we're talking maybe $30,000. The roadside sign. We can't realistically expect the electronic display to last more than about 20 years. We paid about $20,000 for it roughly 10 years ago, not including the existing brick structure. Tree trimming and removal. This happens as needed, at least it has recently. We've been somewhat neglectful of some dangerous tree situations until recently. I've asked for $2,000 a year as maybe optimistic long-term average. For comparison, we spent $9,000 in 2024 alone. But much of that was catching up on stuff that should have been done long before, so we don't need $9,000 a year. Parking lot ceiling, $3,200 every 5 years, and the 5 years is stretching it. Upper and lower unpaved parking lots need crushed gravel periodically to keep them from becoming mud fields. It's about $6,000 every 7 years. Kitchen appliances don't last forever. I'm not going to go down the whole list for you, but you get the picture. We've taken our best shot at listing these kinds of significant irregular expenses that we should be planning for over the long term. As a result, I've asked for $18,300 as the amount we need to be setting aside in a maintenance reserve every year. Whether we spend it or not, we need to be setting it aside. This would enable us to sustain our facility without having to do an emergency fundraiser or a capital campaign every time something fails. Let's budget for sustainable maintenance and save the special fundraisers and campaigns for actual improvements, like the Memorial Garden accessibility project that we did this year. That did not come out of B&G budget. That was a capital campaign, sort of behind the scenes. So toward that end, a couple of years ago, we set up a special account that is now called the Building and Grounds Maintenance Reserve. It's what we call a restricted account in our system, meaning that the money does not go away at the end of the fiscal year if not spent. So it can accumulate, hopefully, year after year to become steadily better prepared to handle those irregular maintenance expenses. Some of our recent surpluses from the COVID closure, not having a minister for a while, etc., were routed to this account to take care of some unplanned critical needs, such as a new commercial dishwasher, recent roofing and gutters, parking lot sealant, dangerous tree removal, woodpecker damage repair, etc. Thank goodness for the rare surplus money that came available to meet those needs, or we'd have had to resort to extreme measures, maybe raiding the endowment fund. I don't know how we'd have pulled that off. This is the third year that I've submitted this kind of annual restricted fund contribution to our dream budget, but we haven't had the pledged income needed to support it. The restricted fund balance currently sits at only $3,200. That's living too close to the edge. So in order to take care of some immediately pressing maintenance issues, for which we do not yet have such reserves, I've asked for an additional $12,500 to address the following maintenance items: maintaining the upper and lower paved parking lots with a layer of crushed asphalt, installing gutter guards on the north side of the RE wing where the vegetation is thriving, woodpecker mitigation and damage repair, replacing the obsolete and flaky 1960s Pushmatic circuit breaker panel in the boiler room, painting the RE wing cinder block foundation exterior, and that's just paint and supplies. We'll do the work ourselves. So please note that everything I've mentioned thus far constitutes maintenance, not improvements. There are indeed some improvements we'd like to see that we've kept on the back burner for lack of funds. This being dream time, I've asked then for another $7,500 for a couple of worthwhile projects that we'd all like to see happen. Most notably, updating the lower RE bathrooms with nicer flooring, plumbing, and stalls. Again, materials only, we'll do the work. And electrical system modifications to put the audio-video system and some lights on our standby generator so that we can operate in a power failure. In my opinion, we can't fund any improvements while shortchanging a sustainable maintenance budget, so these would be the first things to go. So that sums up our dream budget for building and grounds, and please be as generous as you can to get us as close as we can be to making that stuff happen. Thanks.
Thank you, Kelly and Jim. Go back, yeah. So consolidating all of these budgets brought us to a goal of $313,000. You'll see a breakdown of the expenses and income in the packets that were mailed to your house. They should arrive early next week. As you think about your pledge, consider what UUCF brings to your life. Perhaps it's the religious education program that helps your children grow in understanding and compassion. Perhaps it's our social justice work that gives you the avenue to turn your values into action. Perhaps it's the community of like-minded folks that share thoughts with you. Perhaps it's the friendships you've found here. Whatever brings you here, you all are an essential part of what keeps this community strong. This tapestry represents the things that we value and how they've been woven into UUCF. It will be displayed here for the next 4 weeks, the duration of the stewardship campaign. And as each pledge is received, we will place a heart on the tapestry until it's all decorated with hearts. And it represents your support. There are a few ways that you can make your pledge. There, at the lunch downstairs, there are pledge forms on the tables. If you know what you'd like to pledge today, you can fill out the pledge form today. And there will be a box to collect those. There's a QR code on your order of service that you can scan and submit your pledge electronically. Or you can fill out the pledge card that you will receive in the mail and bring it back to church. So there's some important dates coming up. One of the things, something that we're doing that's new this year is we're offering an incentive for people that turn in their pledges early. So submitting pledges early makes a big difference. It allows the executive board to complete the final budget with confidence and clarity. And as a thank you for turning your pledge in by next Saturday at midnight, you'll be entered into a raffle where you could win a basket including 2 bottles of wine and 2 $100 gift certificates to a local restaurant. So we'll be drawing the winner of that raffle next Sunday at coffee hour. What else do we have? I'll just show you the basket. We brought it. Here's the basket. Okay. At today's service, if you'd like to share verbally something on your heart, I think I might have missed. If you like to share something that's heavy on your heart or a joy in your life, please come forward and share. Or you may drop a pebble in the bowl there and not say any words. So we invite you to come and share any joys and sorrows that you may have. for the strength of our gathered community, that we can support you and bring you peace. We know that our financial contributions to this congregation come from sacrifice and hard work. We're so grateful for this and commit together to ensure the funds that we gather collectively to do greater good for ourselves and our world than we could have done alone. May this offering sustain and grow the life and mission of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope. You are now invited to participate in the blessing of giving as the ushers come among you to accept the gift of the congregation. There's also a QR code that you can use. Please join me in reciting the offertory blessing that can be found in your order of service. To the work of the beloved community within and beyond these walls, we dedicate ourselves and our offerings. Our closing hymn is number 16, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple."
Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. And true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we
You are all invited to share lunch with us as a thank you for your commitment to UUCF, whether you're a member or a friend. And we only come to you once a year and do this money pitch, so I hope that we're not always talking about money, but we do need money to sustain us. So for these next 4 weeks, we'll be displaying the tapestry. So as we extinguish this chalice, well, actually, I skipped this slide. There are some important dates. Next Sunday, we'll be doing the drawing for the early bird, and then all pledges are due by April 6th. And then the board will have 2 weeks to create the final budget. And then on the 26th, we'll have a town hall where we will show you what we did based on the money that's promised, how much of those dream budgets we can fund. And so we'll be coming to you on the 26th to tell you what that budget turned out to be. And then on the 17th of May, we'll have our congregational meeting where we have to vote on the budget. Okay, final words. We extinguish this chalice with an open heart. We're building a better world together. We're becoming better people together. We are living our lives together. We do it alone. We don't have to do it alone.